Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. You know, on this channel, I talk a lot about retro gaming and the reasons why I love retro games. I talk a lot about the Game Boy, the Super Nintendo, the Genesis, and even a little bit of the NES. But right now I want to talk about the PlayStation 1, my love for the PS1. And you wouldn't know it, but I really do have a nice little collection of PS1 titles. Actually, a lot of RPGs, surprisingly, because RPGs aren't my favorite, genre of gaming. But I surprisingly do have a lot of RPGs. So here's my top 5 PS1 games that I love of all time. At number 5, it is Final Fantasy VIII. Now, a lot of you may be wondering, oh my god, Final Fantasy VIII, oh, I hate that game, Gunblades, Squall. You know, I love the story with Squall and Renoa and Zell, Cypher, and just all the gang. And they're battling Ultimecia and all that, and trying to figure out their checkered past. And I really enjoyed the game. I actually never finished it. Surprisingly, it's an RPG. I didn't finish, but I actually made it right to the final boss battle, and I just stopped for some reason. I don't even know why I stopped, but I called it quits for some reason. I guess I was busy with other games, and it just got lost in the shuffle. But yeah, number 5. Final Fantasy VIII. At number 4, it's one of my favorite PS1, actually one of my favorite fighting games of all time, and that is the original Marvel vs. Capcom. This is my original copy I got way back in, 2000. I remember getting this for my birthday, actually. Actually one of the few games during my teens that my mom bought for me. Actually, I should say for Retro, Matt and I. We ultimately decided on Marvel vs. Capcom, and man, is this a sweet game. The music, the sound effects, I mean, all of the characters you get to play as Spider-Man, Captain America, and the Hulk, Mega Man, Ryu, Chun-Li, Zangief, I mean, and it's in that really cool 2D sprite-based kind of anime style, which is really awesome. I really like the art direction in this game, and the music is just fantastic. I really do love Captain America's theme in this game. But yeah, it's a great fighting game. I mean, surpassed by Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and 3 and all that other bullshit. But I really love the original Marvel vs. Capcom. At number 3, it's a game by Squaresoft, and they're not known for their fighters and 3D fighters, but it's Bushido Blade 2. Bushido Blade 2 is a fan-freaking-tastic game. I've mentioned this game quite often in some of my earlier videos. And Bushido Blade 2, if you don't know what it is basically a 3D fighting game where you can actually, run around in a 3D landscape. You can kind of break away from your opponent, and it's basically one-hit kill fighting game. And there's a whole thing with like parrying and different stances for each weapon, or for whatever weapon you select, and there's secondary weapons sometimes, and some of the characters you pick have kind of different tricks, and they all have their strengths and weaknesses with different types of weapons that you use. There's a bunch of hidden characters. The story mode is freaking awesome. You play as 2 warring factions, and you kind of see it from their perspective, and oh man, it's just amazing. It's a really cool game by Squaresoft, and it's a shame that this series never really continued, but Bushido Blade 2 is freaking amazing. I really had a tough time picking first place and second place, but number 2 goes to Metal Gear Solid. This is my original copy from way back in the day. I remember getting this, I think it was Boxing Day. I picked this up. And I remember I got this at Walmart, and I just, oh man, the sneaking, all of the friggin' weapons you collect in the game, all of the characters, man, friggin' Sniper Wolf is still one of my favorite friggin' badass women in gaming of all time. I love Sniper Wolf. Revolver Ocelot is kick-ass. I mean, you actually play a Solid Snake in this one. The second Solid Snake game, friggin' Raiden and all that. But that's a cool game. But anyways, Metal Gear Solid is amazing. I can't, oh man. When I think about, I feel like playing this game right now. That's how good it is. Metal Gear Solid, I freaking love it. No surprise, number 1 is Resident Evil 2. Now, I could have placed the original Resident Evil at the number 1 spot, but I really love Resident Evil 2 and all of its nice puzzles. I mean, Resident Evil 1, I keep saying this, Resident Evil 1 kind of introduced the world to the game, to the series, I should say, but Resident Evil 2 really brought it to the masses, and this one had me hook, line, and sinker right from the beginning. just the cinematics and the voiceovers. I mean, still kind of cheesy, but not as cheesy as the original, which I freaking love. But the story with Ada and Leon S. Kennedy and Claire Redfield trying to find her brother Chris, I mean, it's just all integrated really well. And, you know, people hate on the tank controls, but I really love the tank controls. I like the improvements from number 3, but number 2 for me just remains the king of all Resident Evil games. It even beats out number 4, and I really like number 4, but Resident Evil 2, the atmosphere and the police station, and you get to kind of run around Raccoon City for a little while, and oh man, it's like another game that I could just pop in and play right now. I mean, you get all those hidden costumes and weapons, and I mean, infinite missile launcher, that's freaking awesome. So anyways guys, you know, blowing the head off of zombies, I had to pick Resident Evil 2 as my number 1 PS1 game of all time. So that about wraps things up for my PS1 top 5 video. Agree, disagree with me? You probably do, no doubt. Comment down below, tell me what you thought of this video, tell me your favorite PS1 games of all time. The great thing with the PS1 games is you can collect for it and you can play it on your PS3, and I believe the PS4 can play PS1 games. I'm not too sure, but I know my PS3 plays these games, and I'm super happy right now. And that makes me a really happy camper. But anyways guys, just let me know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe. As always, I am Will, your host. In the meantime, in between time, for those about to retro and play PS1 games, we fucking salute you. See ya. I really kind of want to play Metal Gear right now. Snake!
What's wrong? Snake!